In this video, I'm going to show you how I knit a keyhole scarf, which is very simple, on an LK150 knitting machine. The yarn I'm using is a Karen Colorama Halo, perfect facing. This is on the bulky side, but it still works for my LK150. For my scarf, I start cast on from left 20 and leaving out every third stitch until around right 18. And if you want it wider, you can add more stitches. I do it every third stitch, so it creates some textures. It's similar to a ribbon. So I do my usual E-rub cast on. I have my tension set to the tension 9, the highest tension, and knit the first row. Place my weight, and basically we just start knitting back and forth. My idea is to knit a very long scarf and then fold it in half. So we will knit double the length of the scarf you want, and then fold in half and sew up the sides. Here's my design. I cast on around 40 stitches and knit 170 rows. And because we want to fold in half, I will knit another 170 rows. And in the middle, I will use a piece of waste yarn to knit together, so I know where is a midpoint that I have to fold. Or you can just add a stitch marker to mark that row. After we fold in half, you can see the bottom picture. I will sew around the edges and leaving 2 openings. So that's a keyhole we can insert the other end of the scarf. Here I add a black color as a waste yarn. I didn't thread it through the yarn mast, just hold it by hand and knit together with regular yarn. So we know that's the midpoint of the scarf. Now we'll return the counter to 000 and knit another 170 rows. And we'll end up with a very long rectangle. And make sure you move the weight up every 10 inches or so to keep the tension consistent. Now we finished another 170 rows. We will hem back the cast on stitches. I will use a transfer tool and hem back the stitches one by one. And I will knit 1 row and bind off. Now we'll go back to the center point and fold the scarf in half. And I will mark the openings with a stitch marker. I leave around 6 inches from edge of the scarf, and then the opening will be 5 inches. And you can adjust the dimension based on your design. So I add a stitch marker and then we can start sewing up the edges. And I will do the same on the other side of the scarf. Or you can just leave it one side with the opening. It is easier for me just to crochet around the edges rather than sewing up. So I just attach the yarn and start my crochet. I pick up one loop from each side and then I will do a single crochet. For the opening area, I will just crochet on one side. And after that, you can undo the waste yarn. You can cut it off or just pull it out. So that's our keyhole scarf. It's basically just stockinette stitches. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching and see you next time.